Hello. So recording in progress in Zoom, and hi, Facebook beautiful group. It's about 4:30 p.m. I'm doing live here from California, and then Zoom recording because I'm gonna post the recording on my other platform so that I will only have one show here because I learned to maximize the time. Okay, so how are you doing? It's the middle of January. We are almost 2 weeks before February, and hope you guys are pumped for the 2022 despite everything that is happening around. And you can choose what path you want to choose. You could either choose to look at the world as sadness, or you can choose to look at the world that there's something we can do better, right? We can start from within. So this is actually an inspiration from the essential oil nurses that I had joined 2 weeks ago. We had the meetup for essential oil nurses, and some of you were there because I posted the link here in this group. I was so inspired when we did the kickoff about self-care and start the change from within us. And so Kathy really did a very good distinction of self-care, where self-care is really about what lit you up, what lit you up to be a better person to somebody, right? And so that really after that meetup group, it really kind of like put a something like a light in my heart that it's really about taking care of yourself. And that is how we can be a better person to somebody. We can't really we could not depend on another person to take care of us. And this is why we're not getting better in this world, because we expect other people to do the job to make us better. So this is where the game, the name of the game is blaming other people. And this is how we are being indoctrinated to. So what I'm gonna talk to you right now is, it also linked to the healthy habits, because if you see people that are really looking healthy, you see successful people, these people actually did not work hard for it, but they just have this nice routine or healthy habits. Because if you imagine about, talk about New Year's resolution, people would say, I want to lose weight, or people would say, I want to go work out. But if this is not your habit of doing it, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a workout. And so I remember when I was traveling, we went into a ski trip last weekend with my husband. My morning routine is already set up. Like every morning when I wake up, boom, I meditate and then I do my yoga. So if I can't do that, it seems like nothing is, it's just like brushing your teeth when you wake up. So it's not an exercise for me anymore. It's not a work for me anymore because it's a habit. So I'm going to share with you guys the top 5 healthy habits that I really discovered that really bring you your happiness, it brings you your health, and it's not even be a work for you. Okay, so people here in Zoom, if you are here, put a chat there, and if you are in Facebook, put a chat if you have questions. So first and foremost, I have the list here, so I will not be carried away again with the time. First and foremost is hydration. The second is mobilization. Third is nutrition. Fourth is the restoration. And then fifth is connection. So all the shun of the healthy habits. So hydration. So it's easy to say hydration. So what is the first word that comes to your mind is water, right? So we drink water. We were told about this when we were a kid. However, there is an art of drinking water. And this is why I'm going to share with you, because it's so easy. You can see this in Pinterest. You can see this in all Instagram, Facebook, all these health advocates or coaches that would say hydration. But how do you drink water that your cells would absorb it? And why do we have to hydrate ourselves, right? So it has to be an alkaline water. People say it's filtered water. I've been actually buying water from our source here in our local community that is clean. And have been searching about what is really the best water. And I discovered that alkaline water is better, because for us to stay healthy, we need to keep our body alkaline. Now, the problem is that we're eating a lot of foods that make us acidic. And so meat, like starches, it makes your body acidic. And if your body is acidic, you are really prone for sickness. That's why we have a lot of people are sick right now. And it's so funny because when I go to the restaurant, I can't help but look at the food that the people ordered. And I said, oh my God, this is really make them sick. They had no idea because of the acid and plus the climate around and the fear, all the low vibe energy. It's really a recipe for sickness. So just that, hydration, water, alkaline. And then if you don't know it, you can search it, water, alkaline water, and also how much, water are you going to drink, right? So some people say 8 glasses of water. Some people, like how many ounces of water, like 50, 60 ounces of water a day. It depends actually on your activity. But here's the bottom line. It's 1/2 of your weight in ounce. 1/2 of your weight in ounce. So for example, if you are 150 pounds weight, so you need to have at least 75 ounces of water that you're drinking, alkaline water. And then, of course, because we are for doTERRA users, I'm talking to doTERRA users here on Facebook group, and is that, citrus oil is the best because citrus oil has limonene in it, and the limonene also helps with detoxing our body. On top of that, it also helps with the natural production of glutathione, and glutathione is a natural detoxifier. So that is another thing. I was just talking to a friend this morning. I went out with her. I met her in Gilroy after her work, and we had a chat about this because she was asking me about this booster thing, and so we're talking about detox, how to detox after that. So they're plain and simple, symptoms plain and simple. There are a lot of detox thing, but I'm not going to talk more about what is inside that thing that they're going to put here because this is not the issue I'm going to talk about the healthy habits. So then citrus oils, we do have grapefruit oil, we have a lemon, we have tangerine. My favorite actually is tangerine. I love tangerine. It also has the highest limonene content. It's higher than lemon. But I do recommend lemon when I do my detox program because it's more gentle and it's the least amount of money that you can spend. But like tangerine is really one I really like to use. Also, you store your citrus oils in the fridge so that it would last longer. Okay, so hydration, and no, hydration is water. Juice is not part of it. I know people, especially American diet, you either drink coffee or juice. Those are actually, coffee dehydrates you, and the juice has sugar in it, and sugar is not a good, recipe for your body. And even if it's a natural fruit juice that you drink, still has sugar in it. So as much as you can drink water, clean water, alkaline water as much as possible. So that's it, the hydration. Now, if you are new to this, if you are not used to drinking water, I know a lot of people that they didn't even know that they are dehydrated because they think drinking coffee, drinking kombucha or juice is enough, but it has to be water. So the tip here is you're gonna have, if you have a bottled water, buy a bottled water. If you are using essential oils to your water, it has to be bottled water or stainless bottled water, no plastic, because the citrus oils would start to eat the synthetics or the petrochemicals in the plastic. So I don't really recommend plastic for that. So if this is the first time that you're going to do it, just start with hydration as your healthy habits. It takes 21 days for you to develop healthy habit and 90 days for you to make it your lifestyle. And eventually it becomes a blueprint in your life, and that you don't even have to think about it. You just like automatically drink. That I'm really like the type of person that I could not leave the house without bottled water wherever I go. And so in my new job, this nurse that I was following was really like surprised about me because I have my bag and I always have my bottled water. And it's even 2 bottles because I drink 4 liters of water a day. So it has to be that, and then have a little bit of salt. Also, that I have a little bit container for salt, and I use Celtic salt and Himalayan salt. So hydration. The second one is mobilization. So move your body. You mobilize yourself. Start moving your body, because of course, like we know that exercise is good for your heart, lymphatic tissue, helps with the growth as well with your muscles, and then the best way is to maximize it. This is one of my top 10 strength of Gallup strength. If you guys are doTERRA leaders or advocate, you probably know that. Some of you already took the Gallup strength. It has a study about that one. So I maximize everything I can. So when I do my exercise, as much as I can go outside the sunshine, I'll do it to move my body for 20 minutes. And then and the sunshine, do not even put a sunscreen, because sunscreen would just block, the sunlight to convert your vitamin D. And especially this season, which is a season of sickness, it's kind of really nice to get the sunshine. But in the area where I live, it's cold, so just be aware about how you expose yourself to sun. If it's cold, you have to bring like a windbreaker. So yesterday, I knew the weather was good yesterday, so I hopped in my bike and I went up biking for, I thought it's 20 minutes, but I did the loop. So it took an hour for me to do, but it was really good. So another thing also about going out and move your body is that the sunshine has the infrared, which is also good to stimulate your the melatonin in it. We do have two kinds of melatonin in our body. We have melatonin in our pineal gland that would help us sleep at night naturally. We also have melatonin on our cells, and we have trillion cells in our body to the mitochondria. So it's really like amazing. I can talk hours and hours about the science behind it by exposing yourself to sunshine. It's only 20 minutes. No sunblock, I said, and then when you come home, don't even take a shower for another 20 minutes. So you will give time for the vitamin D to be in your system. So mobilization, and then if you didn't have that, then you can just stay in the house and just kind of do dancing. That's why you see me posting a lot about dancing when it's cold outside, dancing to sweat it out your body. So essential oils. Okay, so what I love about this, if you do your workout, exercise, mobilization, and I usually do this one in the morning, because if I don't do this one in the morning, I lost track of the time and I get really busy with phone calls and some errands. So in the morning, sometimes when I'm too sleepy, I put actually peppermint, under my tongue, or when I do tongue scraping, I put peppermint because it would wake me up. And then I also put peppermint behind my earlobes, and motivate oil. I love motivate oil. You can diffuse motivate oil to really make your, you wake up, in the morning. And I usually, when I work, I usually wake up around 4:30. That is really gnarly. People are like, why wake up 4:30? Because I meditate. When you do meditate, you actually allow your body to rest. A different rest from sleeping. We have a different kind of brain waves in our body, in our brain, and so when you meditate, it's a different brain waves that you're doing. So you're actually resting your body. So even if I wake up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I don't feel like I'm lacking sleep. And I'm gonna talk to you more about how to get the quality of sleep. That's why these habits, healthy top 5 habits, is really good once you get this one in. And I talk fast about this one because I've been doing this for the last couple of years. And I'm just putting it all together. And don't get overwhelmed with this, because I'm gonna be doing a 10-day challenge for our group. Okay, so 10 days challenge for our group. They're gonna be start on February. So I'm just talking about all the things and the benefits about doing this. So again, mobilization, moving your body. If you can go outside in the sunshine, do it, because it has a lot of benefits. And then if you can do it inside the house, do it. It depends upon what day you want or what time you want, but do it every day for 20 minutes. Sometimes when I'm home and I know I have nothing in my calendar, I set it at 12 noon, because 12 noon is where my body is already like fully warm up. But if I'm not warm up, I do it in the morning. And then breathe also, I put breathe oil here. There's also a breathe, kind of like a stick breathe that is also good. And then, or I would chew in the peppermint, the beadlets that we have, because it wakes me up. And then the deep blue oil, not the deep blue lotion, the oil. I also put that one on my joints, because I do have issues with my especially my right shoulder, because of my surgery before. That's actually the reason why I got introduced to doTERRA, because of my shoulder injury. And now it's actually better. I could not even raise this one before. And the deep blue has the blue tansy oil, and the blue tansy oil inspires you to take action. So once you have that one down in the morning, it actually set you up for success the rest of the day, and you can do a lot of things in an inspired way. It's not just work. So you come into work very inspired, and that's why because sometimes because I don't work anymore I used to work in the hospital, but now I work in the home health. And sometimes I get the text from my coworkers, I miss you, and then I miss your like that, like your jolly thing. And of course the reason why, because I've been using essential oils actually like make me high. It's not that sometimes, I drag out when I get out of bed, like, oh, work again. But once you use the oil, it really changes your energy, and you could really be a better person to hang out with. And imagine if all of us are doing this one, we could really change the world into a happy place to live with, right? So it's kind of nice if you bring in the good news instead of adding into the bad news, that we already have it around the world. Like, start the change in you. This is what really inspired me when I was attending the essential oil meetup, because I was so inspired when they said something, start to change in you. And we're not, who are nurses here? If you guys are nurses, like, we're gonna be the one, like, we are wellness advocate. We could be the one that are bringing the light, shine. We're not just nurses that give meds. We're not robots. We're not just a nurse that give injection. We actually bring the light and encourage people, and a bearer of light, and actually a model of health, right? So we own it. We're not just professional nurses. It's actually living in it and inspire people to do it. That's the beauty of it. So that's it. Mobilization. So hydration, mobilization. So the third one is nutrition. So the third healthy habits is nutrition. How do you do that? How do you incorporate your habit? So I actually divide this one into two, because there's actually two in nutrition: the sugar and the supplementation. Man, this is big, especially in America. Man, I came from the Philippines. When I came in America, I was so shocked. People love sugar. Like, in the morning, it's donut and coffee. Like, I don't know, I'm sorry, but I come from the Philippines and we don't eat donut and we don't eat, well, coffee. I think in the Philippines, it's Nescafe 45, but my parents and my grandparents never really taught us to drink coffee. So it's not in my habits. So when I came in here, I don't have problem with sweets. But then working in the hospital, when people bring donuts, I started eating it. And then I started looking for it. So sugar is addictive. So I was one of them that I'm here in America for, I think, over 10 years now, that I really accept to the fact that it changed my taste buds to actually craving for sweets. Now I started looking for chocolate, sweet chocolate. I do love chocolate, but not the sweet one. I started looking, like putting sugar in it. And I started to look to see my belly actually, like, oh my God, like I have a pouch. And how will I do that? Even if I use it, it doesn't go away. So I started looking for it. It's actually the sugar, and it actually make your skin look older as well. So if you see a lot of Americans, I even see like, okay, you can't guess how old I am right now, but you can see like people are actually younger than me. Its skin is different because of the sugar. So here you go. If you just have to change the habit. Now, there is an issue here. As a coach, I noticed that when I help people get off from sugar craving, especially if they want to get rid of that belly fat, that's actually the problem right now, especially our women, One of the problem or issue that I noticed, it's hard. This is really hard to get rid if you are surrounded by people also love sugar. And sugar is actually associated with, with feelings, with a party, belongingness. So this is where you guys, if you have issue with this is where you need to have a one-on-one, maybe like 30-minute session with a coach, so that you will know what is your issue is. Because this is how I get rid of sugar craving. When I become a coach, I also have my own coach and really help me how to get rid of it. So if you have a family member who is an enabler, so enabler means enable you, to be unhealthy, but because their intention also is well, like for example, if a grandma, your aunt, would give you cookies because they love you, and of course you don't want to refuse the cookies because you don't want to insult them, so you eat it. So this is where I know I'm telling you the coaching is so important here. How are you gonna transition, your mindset to a healthy habits without offending your loved ones, or without this feeling of guilt? So I'm not going to talk more about that one because it's just like a coaching session. I'm just going to talk about healthy habits. So that's sugar. And here we go. Sugar is very bad. I'm sorry, sugar. It's really bad. But the problem that I noticed right now, or you probably notice it, healthcare industry, the food industry, there is sugar everywhere. When I work in the hospital early in the morning, cardiac patients, gosh, what is in the food? What is in the menu in the morning? Already have what? Juice in the morning, orange juice or the sugar in it, plus the flakes, the sugar, it's starch, flake, milk, lactose. It's also sugar. Our body, even if you say you're taking honey, it's still sugar. When it would be decomposed into chemicals, it would end up into sugar. And what happened is that candida in our body will eat it. So I'm reading this book called Alkaline Book right now, and it really talk about the candida. We need candida in our body as well because that's actually natural. It's from the microfoam. So naturally, this is how God made us. We have microfoams in our body, but if you put sugar in your body will become acidic. It will wake up these microfoams, and then it will eat the sugar in our body. The end result is, which is, okay, aldehyde, alcohol, formaldehyde, then it would change the form of this microform into candida. The candida will become alive. Then the more acidic, the acid actually comes from the poop, from the toxin that comes from the candida. Then the more acidic the environment is, the more that there are a lot of it. So I'm doing actually a 30-day, I used to do a 30-day cleanse every January, which is a separate group from here. But we also have a 30-day cleanse in doTERRA. And I actually tell the group member to do a candida test at home. You can actually check how bad your candida is in your body. If you do have that candida, it is not really a good sign. And all of us, I think, have that. And I did have this one before. And one sign that you have candida is you have sugar craving. Because naturally, our body, this is not how God made us. Naturally, we don't crave for sugar. We don't. We just teach our body to crave it. And then we're waking up those bad guys inside our body. And then because that's their food, we're feeding them, then we started to crave sugar. That is it. That's why I do a oil pulling in the morning. I actually have a book about this one in my ebook, in my cleanse program, which I'm going to be launching this cleanse program by March. So we're going to be talking more about that. So another thing about the candida is that if you want to if you're going to do a candida cleanse and get rid of it, it's so hard to get rid of it. This is where you're going to have to really be okay if your body doesn't feel, because you're going to have to starve the candida from sugar. And once you're going to starve that, you're going to be feeling headache. So when you do a candida cleanse, you're going to have to be with a group, or you're going to have a coach to be with you, or else you're going to scare you. For me, I think it took like 6 months to a year for me to really completely get rid of candida. And then if you are again with your group, especially October, October 31, November, December, the party, all the sweets. I'm Filipino. I have so many Filipino friends that would cook for me. I cannot say no to that. I have to eat it. The more I notice that, and I guarantee you, the first bite, the second bite, and then you start liking it. And then you're waking up these microforms into candida. So this is why it's very important to cleanse, detox, cleansing is very important. So as I said, I do cleansing, but I'm doing it in springtime, because when you do cleanse with springtime, it's more effective. So I'll do this one twice a month, or twice, no, not twice a month, twice a year in my group cleanse. So second thing about sugar, also sugar is what? Food for cancer. So how many people do you know that are sick with cancer? Okay, so I have a family member, my mom was sick with cancer at the age of 49, but thank goodness she's thriving. She's already 70 plus now, and she's alive and kicking. And this is where I learned from her. Actually, I would say I will acknowledge my mom for teaching me to really embrace nature. Even if I'm a nurse, I really respect my mom. When I talk to her about nursing, about medication, she actually explains to me what nature does. So this is why I am here right now, to explain to you that if we understand our body and you incorporate nature, we can actually heal ourselves. And not just heal yourself, you feel better, you have more energy, you look more younger, you feel younger, and you are so nice to be around with, and you actually attract good vibes. So good vibes, a vibration, because our cells vibrate. So if our cell is not toxic, if our cell is clean, there is no toxins in your body, and your cell is not acidic, it vibrates so good, and that vibration would radiate. You will radiate that, and that eventually, if all of us are doing that, we can really heal the world together just by basic doing our healthy, habits with this. So sugar, I said, feed cancer, because cancer loves to eat sugar. So now you wonder what happened, like people has liver cancer or that, because you've been eating sugar for how many years? Since we were a kid, right? So maybe since the start of the moment we have breastfeeding, and then maybe after 6 months when our parents win us off, but they didn't know anything, their intention is love. Every intention a person does is an act of love. Just kind of like remember that. And here's the thing. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you just like cut off maybe sugar right now, started to level up. If you do hydration, it will level up. So then the second part of nutrition is supplementation. Guys, I always recommend supplement. And when my friend would tell me I don't need supplements, I would really look at my friend like, really? Like, okay, unless if you live thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, our food right now does not have the correct or the complete RDA that our body needs. And even the athlete, right? So the high what's this? The athlete or the highest performer, secret recipe is they take supplements, but they don't take cheap supplements. They take the highest supplement ever. They exercise, they sleep good, they have personal coaches. Like every successful person have a coach. This is the reason why I recommend coaching. As a nurse, when I learned about coaching, I knew that coaching actually has a better impact than nursing. I'm a little bit ashamed of being a nurse because we were trained just to give meds, and we were trained to teach people, even if the people are not ready. In the hospital, people are still druggy and we start teaching them, but coaching is different, because in coaching, you really like, kind of have a one-on-one and listen to the person. And there's also a group coaching. So I think it's one of the best profession ever, because it helps the person see its own gift. So if you have any questions, just chat here. For those even in Zoom, chat there too. And so yeah, so get rid of sugar. And I'm saying I'm gonna be doing a 10-day challenge for this in our group. So I'm gonna post it in our Facebook group. So if you want to join that one, give me a thumbs up or just say yes on this live, because I will give you the workbook, because we're gonna have a workbook to work on, just to help you take one step at a time to develop a healthy habit. Let's see, what is that? That's the third one, nutrition. Okay, supplementation. I was talking about supplementation. So make sure that your supplements are really high quality. And this is what I love about doTERRA, because doTERRA has the highest supplement. We have the lifelong vitality. We have the omega-3. And on top of that, this is the only supplements that has essential oils, the 9 essential oils. There's frankincense, clove, cinnamon. These are the top, the top most antioxidant in the planet. I mean, I will not eat clove by myself. I mean, at least we already have the essential oil. So I really highly recommend lifelong vitality. If you guys are not in doTERRA yet, put a chat there, and I'm gonna talk to you. If you know somebody that's doing doTERRA, you approach that person, and then the person will help you how to get that. And if you are using a supplement, make sure that your supplement is really highly, like effective. Like what I mean is that bioavailability is high, where you're not gonna pee it out. And so this is absorbed in your body. When I say pee it out, that means that you are taking a supplements that your body doesn't understand, maybe high synthetic. One person said, I heard like they buy I used to buy essentials. I used to buy supplements from Costco because I was looking at the price. But now that I understand the quality of the vitamins, of the supplements, I don't. It's not that I don't care, but I My body is only one. It's only one that God gave us. And there's only for time being, right? So we're not going to we're not always be young. We're growing older every day. So why won't I maximize everything, right? You can change your house, but you cannot change your body. So I invest in my body, because once I have a healthy body, I have a healthy mind, I'll be a better person. I can use this vessel to help another person and to have a better place to live, right? A happy planet. So supplements. So, okay. So I talk about the hydration, water, mobilization, nutrition for healthy habits. Guess what's the fourth one? Healthy habits, very important. And this is actually where Americans, I say Western people that are used to highly fast-paced world where we lack. It's restoration. Okay, restoration is the sleep, the quality of sleep. And then I remember when I was in school, they were telling us that the quality, that it's not the quality of sleep, it's the quantity. Like if you sleep like 7 to 8 hours a day, then you're good. But what I found now is not the quantity, it's the quality of sleep. There's this thing called deep REM. I don't know if you heard about the Aura Ring. You can research that. The Aura Ring actually would help you identify how deep your sleep is, because once your sleep is deeper, you have different brain waves, and it's also healing. So here's the thing. When you go to bed, I was told to drink milk. Okay, you probably would be surprised about all I discovered. Milk to help you go to bed, right? Also, milk has protein in it. No. Remember, I talked earlier about sugar, right? So when you drink milk, especially milk comes from cow. Oh my God, why would we drink milk? I've been drinking this one for how many years? When I was a kid, I never knew about it. You're supposed to drink a water, a glass of water, if you want the warm water, with squeeze of lemon. This is really, but I did this one. It actually make me sleep better. I don't even have an acidic stomach when I wake up. It also helps you detox and cleanse. So squeeze of lemon, or you can put tangerine oil in it before going to bed. And of course, you're gonna brush your teeth, right? Brush it with our doTERRA toothpaste, because doTERRA toothpaste is non-toxic. Did you know that toothpaste that are out there has this, I forgot the name of the chemicals, toxic to your GI? So we are being killed slowly by all this kind of like petrochemicals that are slowly sprinkled on top of the sugar that this food industry is putting in our food to make us, an addict, to become a loyal customer of the sugar, which makes us sick. Well, at least with doTERRA, if we become a loyal customer, it makes us a better person. It makes us healthy. And this is why I am unapologetic when I talk about doTERRA. I am not ashamed to talk about it. I'm proud about it because I'm happy about it. And I tell all the people I love. And I love you guys, especially in my group. I just like, if I could just like talk to you one-on-one, I could, but I'm only one. So that's why I'm broadcasting this here. Sometimes when I talk, one time I talk about so strongly that I got shut down by the Facebook because I was talking so many things. So that's why I'm doing a Zoom here, because I believe that Zoom is private. So if the Facebook will be deleted, at least I have a Zoom here. If you guys want to get the recording of Zoom, I will give it to you. So just say yes there, my Facebook group. So yeah, so sleep. What else? So you drink the glass of water, with a squeeze of lemon. And I love tangerine. If you want lavender also has linalool, makes you calm. Do that. And then another thing with sleeping, because it's quality sleep, I love to use the Serenity Pill, the Serenity Pill and Adaptive Pill together, especially if you guys are 12 hours worker, if you have a very, very like stressful day, sometimes it's hard to go to bed and sleep because your mind is still thinking like that. Adaptive is very good. You can diffuse adaptive in your bed, on your bedroom. And then I also heard about spearmint. Spearmint also good. Actually, I love putting spearmint on my bed sheet or my PJs. For some reason, it makes me relax and make me sleep good. If you're a parent and you have kids that are actually like still, want to watch TV, have a hard time going to bed early, you diffuse spearmint in their bedroom or in the living room. That actually helps them calm down. And of course, no electronics. This is one way also when in bed, do not turn on the electronics, because the blue light is not good for your eyes. It actually like fool your body that it's daytime. And that's why I talked earlier about when you move your body, you go out, because the infrared, the natural light from the sun, infrared, will stimulate also your body to produce that melatonin. Candle, of course, Epsom salt bath. If you guys like to do bath salts, do that 1 hour to 2 hours before going to bed. It's so nice. Epsom salt. Put a lavender. For those of you who are who has the shot here, I was reading about this one. If you add Montmorillonite clay, that would actually help you detox, your body from those bad chemicals in the shot. You can use that, and then you can add your favorite oil. I love to mix lavender, adaptive, or frankincense. Frankincense is also good for your skin before going to bed. That's really good, and your bathroom smells really good too. What else? Anything you can add? No electronics about that. Meditation is also good, and you can actually use black. Okay, so it has to be black. There should be, if you're used to have like a lamp or a light in the room, try to actually completely block it, because if there's light, you're not actually having a quality sleep, because your brain thinks it's still daylight. So you probably think you're sleeping, but you're not sleeping, because the light has something to do with our pineal glands. It has to be completely black. I learned this from my nursing school when I was working as a graveyard shift. I was taught about this one by one of our sleep study doctor or nurse, that you have to have a complete black thing, and that really helped a lot. Another thing, quality sleep. So even if you only have 4 hours of sleep, if it's quality sleep, you're good to go. So it's not the quantity, it's not the 7, because it's 7 to 8 hours. Now the best thing though, okay, the time. And the reason why I say time is very important, because we are nature, right? We are made of matter, and we live in this planet, and our planet revolves. So we are actually connected to the moon, to the movement. So it's very important to sleep before 10 o'clock though. So if you only have 4 hours of sleep, and if you wake up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. you can't go back to sleep, that's okay. As long as you go to bed before 10, because it helps with the repair of the liver. And your liver is the chemist in the body that would actually responsible for detoxing. So that's why if you have a lot of toxins in your body at nighttime, your liver is supposed to help, with the conversion of the healthy hormones. But if it's so toxic, there's no time for the liver to make a healthy hormones. That's why we have women that has a problem with hormones, or breast cancer or anything, because we don't have enough healthy hormones to make. And then we actually get this bad hormones from eating, the food that is in the plastic. So even though if you eat healthy food, like salad or something, but if it's the plastic, that plastic starts to release those bad chemicals that when you eat it, it would actually change. See how toxic our world is? That's why detoxing is so important. And this is the reason why I do detox on spring, so that it's more aligned to the planet, aligned to the moon. So springtime is March 20. So watch out. So those of you that are part of my detox program, you're going to get an email from me, or you're going to get an announcement here on the Facebook and our Facebook when are we going to do the detox. Now for this 10-day challenge, it's going to be posted here in our Facebook group. And this is also a good practice for you, because this is most of the products that we are using in the Healthy Habits are the ones we're using in our detox program. So that's the sleep. Okay. And then, so that's the restoration. And then the 5th, oh my God, this is my favorite. So we talk about nutrition. We talk about mobilization. We also talk about the restoration and hydration. And the last but not the least that I really would like to talk to you guys is the my favorite part is the connection or integration, you would say, is the integration of your inner purpose, to your higher power, right? So even though if we have a healthy habits that we are incorporating everything, if we didn't have a connection to our highest good, to our higher power, Christians, we call it God, others call it Yahweh. I call him Yahweh because of the I am, and some people probably have different name. this is the creator, where we come from. So how do we connect with that? So it's a daily habit of connection, whether you pray or you read the Bible, you read good books. Personal books also always goes back to the Bible. Bible, everything that that is written there, always have to. It's already evening here, so that's why it's dark. So bear with me. I'm still bright in Zoom, but in my Facebook, it looks like I am getting dark. I don't know what time. It's 5 p.m. I'll be talking for about an hour here because this is one of the basic foundation of our health that would set us up for success. And so, so your connection, your integration of everything we do is so important. We don't feel complete without this. So at the end of the day, we are not perfect. At the end of the day, we are not a perfect health coaches. We're not perfect when it comes to nutrition or perfect with everything. But when we connect to him, the guidance will always be there. And that would actually guide us. This is the reason why I am not afraid to lose my job, because I know that there's always a job for me if I connect for him. And I'm praying for the right people that are looking for me. So you guys that are watching right now, you are the people that are actually needing this. And I prayed before I even opened my mouth to use my voice, to use my body to talk to you about this healthy living that we're living. So be more intentional about how you live your days, because we only have short time on this planet. Sometimes we get so distracted that we think we live forever, right? So every day when you wake up, you're going to have to touch your heart, look at your oils, or look at the product that God gave us. And I'm grateful for doTERRA. And I was actually talking to my friend this morning. This friend of mine, I haven't talked to her for the last 4 years because she's a traveler. And we just reconnected because she's assigned closer to where I live. And so I met her in Gilroy, and I bought this essential oil and I put it in the table where we're eating. We actually had a breakfast in Black Diner in Gilroy. And then she smelled it. And I told her, like, I am so thankful that I have this. Because if not, we will not enjoy, and it's not going to benefit us. So every product that we're using in doTERRA also goes back to the farmers. And this is what I love about this company, because it's a win-win situation. So being a nurse, because we're both nurses, right? So we're talking about how the healthcare system has actually fallen apart. How our healthcare, like we're just doing a lip sync. And then when I was in my home health, I asked some of the home health nurses, they're so jaded right now. I said, like, what is it that you love about nursing? And I can really see it in their heart that they're not connected. So remember that we could not, it's not because for those nurses here and for those that are mothers or something, like, you don't need a building, to tell people who you are. It's in your heart. So connect that. And we could not have a connection with him, with our source, if we don't respect our body. If you're sick, because last week actually I almost got sick, you don't even have time to pray because you're in a survival mode. But if you're on top of the game of the time, this is the time when you can actually like have the spirit, to use your body to be the voice. So I'm gonna give you something to think. Actually, I got this from Angie Peters, one of the leaders that I was inspired with this lady, with her. She's really like a living inspiration for me for health. And she is also a big believer of, like respecting the planet, respecting the creator. And she kind of like said something about, think about this. And if you write it down, like 2 words, like the first question is that freedom to you. What is freedom to you? Second word is that what is fulfillment to you? That really, I meditate that day and night, even in the morning when I write down like what is freedom to me. So freedom to me is freedom of sickness, freedom of worry, freedom of anxiety. And anxiety from what? From all the news that I'm hearing. And how am I gonna overcome that? Right? So really knowing the truth and tuning into the truth, and surround yourself with people that wants to be better. If you have people that would invite you to to a group that is a downer, then don't go there. And this is where coaching would comes in, because sometimes it's hard to say no because we have this sense of belongingness, and the coach can help you how to actually use, like untangle that neurons that's stuck in there. And so if you know a coach, you ask that, and if you want to talk to me, I can talk to you and I can refer you to somebody that probably has a better, like skill set that can do that. This is what we do here. Second thing is fulfillment, right? What is fulfillment to you? How do you make yourself fulfill? So I was talking to my friend today, and she said that she made a lot of money, right? So, but then I was actually like, okay, that is really good. But the question is that how happy are you with the money? How fulfilled are you with the money? And then I think this is what I love. This is what I like about having friends that are really like interested on improving themselves, because we can just talk to them or challenge them. That is a challenging question that I ask her, but it's not that I'm trying to offend her, but I'm actually helping her think, like, of course, I'm also open for a question like that. And the quality of your questions depends. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your question. So when I asked her about what's your relationship with money, that's when she hit the block. So we knew that she had a money block. And so that I said to her, like, okay, you're gonna have to have a coach to work with. And she actually is working with a coach. And so that's it. So that's actually my message for today. And I hope this helps you. And yeah, the 5 healthy habits: hydration, water intake, no juices, no coffee. If you have that, then just add in more water. And then what else? The mobilization, movement of your body, and then nutrition, right? So sugar is not good for us. And it's also sugar is feeding candida and cancer. And then high supplementation. We need to supplement our body. Then 4th is restoration, quality of sleep versus quantity of sleep. And the 5th is connection to higher power. What is our daily habit? How do we connect to our inner voice? And because a higher power lives in our heart, right? So once it's here in our heart, there is a connection between our mind and our heart. And that's how you're gonna have to live a healthy living life and a happy life, fulfilled. All right, so thank you so much. So I'm gonna say yes here if you wanna join the 10-day challenge. So I can give you the workbook to work on. It's gonna start on February 1st. It's gonna be February 1st to February 10. And then on February 11, we're gonna be announcing the winner, because every day there is like 2 posts where we're gonna be commenting on that. And then on Friday, it's February 11, we're gonna be doing some winners there. And then on February 12, in my house, if you live locally, I'm doing a make and take to help you make a recipe about the immunity or metabolic recipe. And I'm gonna do something for the online that are doing that. So I don't know what to do with that yet. And so that's it. And then our detox will be on March 20th. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and have a good evening, everyone.